All right, we have a few donations while they're getting set up for the next part of TASBot. We have a $100 donation from Penny102 that simply says, "In memory of Rick." Reformed Grunt also donated $100 and says, "Great job by all the runners and support staff. The skill and technical expertise of HDQ continues to impress year after year. I am fortunate that several family members have survived cancer thanks to early detection. Together we can reach 1 million. Echo Joe donated $100, says, "Keep up the great work, everyone. Here's to breaking 1 million. Rocky Ag07 donated $500 and says, "This is in loving memory of our dear friend Christy, who lost her battle with cancer this time last year. As she was an animal lover, put this towards killing the frames and saving the animals. Here's to everyone working together to crush cancer." We have another $500 donation, this time from an anonymous donor. Says, "This goes out to the guy in the crowd with a loud, high-pitched laugh and the person who wore the Canadian kangaroo suit. I guess Mario Kart is all right, too. Do we really want to be a society where we don't trade a little time to save fake animals? I know I don't. Save the critters." We have another $500 anonymous donor who says, "In honor of my mother who passed away 20 years ago, come the 13th, to throat and neck cancer. Money goes to save the animals, as without the animals, there is no fusion. Without fusion, there is no dread." Maybe. Kill the cancer, though. Peer Pressure donated $7 and says, "I dare everyone on Twitch to donate $1 for each day they watch HDQ. Let's kick cancer's butt." Because we're pretty short on those. Let's see if anybody actually donated for them. We have a $50 donation from Robert who says, "Great work. $50 to character named TR8R for Kane in Final Fantasy IV. Let's beat cancer with some sick whappity wap wap." Speaking of Final Fantasy IV, we have quite a few donation incentives that are still unmet for that run. We have the donation incentive to fight Asura, Bahamut, and Leviathan, who are all quite a ways away from being met. And we did meet the trash can glitch incentive, so that's going to happen. But each of those donation incentives need quite a bit, as Asura is sitting at 4,000 out of 10,000. Leviathan's sitting out of 870 out of 15,000, and Bahamut is sitting at 2,886 out of 20,000. So we've got quite a ways to go to meet those donation incentives, but we still have quite a bit of time to meet them as well. So make sure you get your donations in for that. We have $8.78 from Soon Enough. Says, hey, just wanted to donate whatever I had, so I did that. Make sure to keep speed running for a good cause. As a quick reminder, while we continue setup for TASBot, you are watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2016, benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Coming up, once the setup is done, we will have the TASBot exhibition with quite a few games. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And as a quick reminder, this stream is powered by Twitch. I have an anonymous $10 donation that says the Mario Kart 2-player 1 controller was amazing. You guys are awesome. So are the animals. They must be saved. Feels bad, man. All right, everyone. Mad Scientist 032 donated $1,337.69. They say, hi, all this massive donation comes in part from members of the Minecraft community. We came together to help support PCF and its noble cause. Cancer is a horrible disease and it has directly or indirectly impacted the lives of millions of people. I'd like to give a quick shout out to all the runners and everyone behind the scenes who helped make these events possible. This was the best GDQ yet. You guys do a phenomenal job. Keep up the great work. Thanks once again, Mad Scientists and the rest of your community. Wisecracks donated $25. It says, still cannot get the DDR keyboard thing out of my mind. Take my money. Let's do this. Will Hawk donated $5 and said, some guy said to donate $5, so I did. Because I'm a sucker for authority. Let's do this. All right, everyone. Garrow Seth donated $1,000. He says, he says, here's my contribution towards the 1 million mark. Thank you all to the hardworking staff members and runners who make this event possible. I have $5 from Sans the Skeleton, who says, let's do this. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing. Flowers are blooming. On days like these, kids like you should be donating. I have $100 from Wizza, who says, first time giving here. I've been watching AGDQ/SGDQ for 3 years now. This year, my wife and daughter have been watching with me. My wife lost her mother early last year to cancer, so let this donation contribute some small amount to ending it once and for all. Also, end those frames, save the animals. Michael G. donated $50 and says, a friend of mine found out he had cancer when he was only 20. Thankfully, they found it early enough that they could take care of it, but this goes out to every other person who's fighting every day. Also, killing the animals. Sorry, animals. Need to get that time.
Start. All right, I think we're ready to get started. So, welcome to the Speed Task Competition Race. Okay, what we have here is we have Bismuth and Emo Arbiter. They are our human runners here and here. I believe you see them on screen. We also have the submission from Tampa, which is being represented by Jordan, the developer of the game, along with Rusty. And I am representing the winner of the Speed Task Competition. We will find out who that is at the end of the run. So what we're going to do is, because tasks start from power on, we're going to have the real-time runners reset their consoles, and we'll do a countdown to have everybody start at the same time. Are you guys ready to go? All right. Let's count them down from 5, okay? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! So I want to introduce really quick. We don't actually know who's going to win. The human runners have had weeks to prepare. The taskers had 4 hours.
It's a little bit of loaded deck.
Yeah, it's a loaded deck.
That's the only way to make it somewhat even. So.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan, you want to explain anything about the game while they're playing in the beginning here?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a somewhat familiar genre, although I will say no graphics were lifted. There is no Zelda icons or sprites harmed in the making of this game. All the graphics were done by myself and a couple of friends, and we built the game entirely from scratch for a capture the flag, like a security hacking competition. And then it turned out to be really useful for speedrunning too, because it has some glitches that we knew about and some that we didn't. So it's going to be really interesting, and we're watching now to see the route people take. So one thing we changed between the first original version of the game that we had was the RNG was really good, but it makes it bad for humans, right? So every input would reseed the RNG, and it was impossible to control if you were human. The TASs could control it perfectly, and so we swapped that RNG out for one that's a little bit more controllable. So now, depending on which enemies you kill in which order, will determine what the drops are. And so you'll see, depending on which items they get in the drops, there's a pretty complete item list. One of the ways to get to the end of the game is actually to overflow the item list with one extra element, kind of Pokemon style. And over at a pointer and code execution, you can jump anywhere you want. But the more common way to get to the end is one that we didn't actually intend when we built the game, which we call the campfire glitch. So there's a campfire that you drop as a kind of like a mobile spawn point. And so when you drop it there, if you die, you're going to respawn back at the campfire. There's caves, however, that are sort of overlaid. They use the same coordinate system as the main world. And so if you drop a campfire in a cave and then you die, you'll respawn back in the overworld. So the humans have a very nerve-wracking run here at the beginning. It's going to get really tense during the sharks because the shark battle is fast and furious. They have to go to the sharks because that gives them the sniper rifle. The sniper rifle is the only item that can shoot through walls, and when you glitch to get to the boss without actually going the normal route by using the campfire in the mine and then dying, so it kind of spawns you up in the boss's lair, you spawn outside the walls. So the only way you can kill him from there is with the sniper rifle. So they've got to go fight one mini-boss battle, which is this the horde that they're going to now. So this is called the Deadwood area, a little swamp kind of land. The sharks have frickin' laser beams on their heads.
Yes, they do.
Because they have to. That we spent more time on that feature than we probably should have, but that was a requirement.
That was a requirement for sharks with frickin' lasers on their head.
You had to do that. They do occasionally jump up and shoot at you when they're still in the water, which is not intended, but it makes things more interesting. So you notice that they're crafting, so it's got a crafting system, and so they're using some of the components that they got. You craft ammo, you craft bandages. All right, so the hordes have begun in all but the Tampa one, it looks like, right?
Yeah, they've now begun, yeah.
So everybody, now, when the chest goes gray, kind of gets grayed out, is horde mode. You can't leave the screen, you can't craft, and it starts spawning enemies at a rate of 1 every 2 seconds. And those sharks are really annoying, because you can't kill them with a melee weapon very easily. That's a lot of sharks over there. Yeah. So it looks like Evil Arbiter's got a pretty good crowd control. Bismuth's got a little bit harder of a battle before him. He's got to survive. This is the tense moment. If he survives this, he's golden. He's got to get the right number of kills. There we go. So one chest open. If they survive this moment, then all I have to do is make it to the end. Excellent. So it looks like our public. Oh, that's gonna basically be the run. It's hard to. Pretty much impossible to come back from, unfortunately, because you spawn all the way back to the shop. We knew that was a risk, and we actually made it harder too. So this was a very difficult battle. So now it looks like we've got.
I honestly don't know who's in the lead at this point.
Yeah, so we're looking at between Emo Arbiter and the public submission, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we're going to have to look, yeah, so watch whoever hits the mines first. Whoever hits the mine first has got the lead.
It looks like everybody chose to do the campfire route.
I did, yeah, so there were none that did the total control, which is harder unless they find the infinite money glitch.
Right.
Which has never been published, so nobody knew about it. We were curious if anybody would find it, but there is actually an infinite money glitch, so I'm hoping some of the runners go back after the fact and do that. We'll give you a hint. It's in the buy, sell, buy back in one of the shops, and I'm curious to see what runs look like with that. And that was, again, another unintended one. We didn't mean to have it. It turns out writing games without bugs is hard, so.
Well, especially when you put them in intentionally.
Yeah, we had intentional ones, and then we had the unintentional ones, which meant there were a plethora of bugs.
Right. One thing I want to point out, though, I am fully expecting everybody who participated in the speed test race, you guys need to collaborate and make like the best possible run you can.
Oh man, we're actually really close. This is really close.
So I also want to point out that the human runner is within a second of the tool-assisted speed run.
This is very, very close. And the challenge for the Taser were basically to figure out that optimal route to get the right drops they needed. So one of the questions, presumably the Taser knows he has the right ingredients at this point. If they've already made the campfire, they're both running on coffee. So actually you get coffee, which is a speed up item. So if you see the little fast forward sign kind of next to the health bar, that's going to be their coffee on. So if the coffee expires on either one of them, that could shift the balance in favor of whoever makes it.
Yes, it looks like Tampa did not have coffee at this point.
So Tampa's run's got no coffee, but our open public. is there. Looks like it's going to come down to the open task. Oh,
That's so close.
I don't think it's gonna
I'm
get it.
amazed it's so close. Okay, so the task is ahead by a couple seconds. So that was an intentional death warp. And why are they here?
Yeah, so this is the mine. You drop the campfire, you die, and now there you see us in the boss battle. So this is the lab with the patient 0 Day, who started the zombie plague. He has lasers from his eyes and grenades from his mouth because we wanted to reuse weapons. And the sniper rifle kills it. And there it is.
Time on the task.
Time on the task. Oh, look at that.
Time on.
So close.
Oh, wow. Now, I'd like...
Yeah.
Emo Arbiter, I'd like to point out, you beat Tampa. Yes, he's still finishing. And time on Tampa is now. Congratulations.
Thanks, everybody.
We're going to move over to the next part of the run. Stand by.